Okay, 8629. I'm 1092. I'm Manhattan calling the line.
Thank you. Caller in Manhattan. Is the patient awake and breathing?
I think so, yes.
Male or female?
Male.
Awake? How could you say he was awake?
I didn't know. I walked into the room. Fred was down. I didn't see anything. Dominic goes, quick, call 911. I was in there for a half a second.
Well, then you're the room. Don't you ask what's wrong?
Someone said call 911 quick. Nobody had time.
Yeah, but I mean, the guy was unconscious.
I did not see that.
I did not know that.
You didn't see him laying on the floor?
No, I didn't. I mean, I saw him on the floor.
Well, you were the wrong guy to send.
Gary's always the wrong guy. What do you...
I know. Yeah, I think so. Well, gee, we'll take our time if he's awake. Well, why doesn't he walk over to the hospital?
Is he male or female? I think he's male.
No, you know I didn't say that.
How could you say he was awake? The whole point was he was unconscious.
Oh, everybody knows now. I couldn't see that then.
Approximately how old?
35.
What happened to him, sir?
He fell down, and I think he might have smashed his head open or something.
You know what it is? You got to sound like something's real bad, too.
Well, this is really bad. Fred's unconscious.
Yeah, but
and
Gary...
He's lying in a pool of blood.
Gary backpedals.
Hey, Howard, there were people that were saying, oh, don't call 911.
Yeah, that was Ralph.
No,
one guy was saying
somebody
that.
Said, should we call? Should we call? No, we don't need to call. Maybe we better call.
No, it was Ralph. He doesn't know what he's talking
in all
about.
that debate, you never looked over to see what condition Fred was in?
No, I didn't.
He knew what condition he was in. He gets confused by the questions.
Fred.
How could I tell he was unconscious, Bull?
I thought his eyes closed, but
He wasn't moving, but I don't know. Maybe he could hear me.
he might have been just taking a rest.
You got to say everything is bad. You're
Oh,
calling
it's easy to
EMS.
say now.
But
you weren't even telling the truth, Gary.
Bleeding, sir?
I can't tell. You know what?
What? Did she just say, is he bleeding? And you said you can't tell?
I could not tell.
There was a pool of blood around. It was pouring.
I didn't see a pool of blood.
Oh, my God. No wonder they took so long.
They didn't take so long.
They would have been there faster.
They were there very quickly.
They were there in 2 seconds.
What's that?
They would have been there in 1 second if you told them they were bleeding. It's a miracle they showed up. God bless EMS.
Because Gary's giving them all.
The way Gary was making it, probably the woman would have said, hey, you know.
Bring him to the hospital yourself.
Yeah, what's with you guys? He's not bleeding. He's conscious. How could a guy split his head open and not be bleeding?
Only in Gary's world.
You know, this is a great defense for you. You know, people complain about the EMS service.
This is the kind of call they have to decipher.
Yeah. If you were an EMS worker, you would assume that everything was not that bad.
He cracked his head open and there's no blood.
You guys are the biggest...
He's conscious.
He's a
The guy
conscious,
is-
cracked open head with no blood.
I believe he's eating a burger with some ketchup. Papa boy.
He's getting enough of table dance.
Is it Howard?
I see sliced onions.
Is there anything?
But if you could drop by here and just take a look for yourself.
Is there anything in the world that you and Robin can't do better? Is there anything?
Oh, this I definitely could have done better.
Then
This
why
I
didn't
know
you?
I could.
Then why didn't you?
Because I was assisting Fred.
Doing what? You were standing on the side.
He was making sure
already
that
just,
Fred-
strippers
you
didn't-
already
Fred
just
needed
said,
me.
You already just said
stripper's
you didn't
supposed
take
to
his
give
heartbeat,
mouth to
you didn't
mouth.
take his pulse, and you didn't feel
Excuse
Fred or
me.
anything.
Do you know who I am?
Howard Stern.
That's right. Who are you?
Baba Booey.
What is your job? What is Baba Booey's job? To make
do whatever
calls.
you want.
Right. When we have emergencies, you ought to take care of them. You got to handle yourself in a more brilliant way.
I can't imagine that you see a bunch of people crowded around one of your friends and you don't break through to see what's going on.
He knew what I saw Baba Booey. He knew what was going
He's
on.
standing there. First he said
He panicked.
he walked in and somebody said call
No,
911.
no.
Then he's telling me he stood there while there was a debate as to
No,
whether to call
he was
911.
there.
Everything
Gary
took
saw
place.
Fred's body. Fred was laying unconscious in a pool of
In a
blood.
pool of blood.
And Gary
saw
choked on the phone.
Let me explain to you what happened.
And thank God the EMS worker
the entire
was
debate
conscious.
through Gary.
Thank God
Shut up!
the EMS worker was conscious.
Would you guys shut up?
Can you believe this guy?
Am I here?
And he saw everything.
Am I invisible?
What is he shutting for?
We had one of the paramedics on the phone who was in help with Fred, and he saw Fred's body naked, and he could tell us about Fred's private parts.
Oh, really?
Really? You saw Fred naked? Fred,
saw-
are you naked?
Is that proper?
Hey,
Is that proper medical etiquette?
you saw Fred naked?
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, I wasn't one of the paramedics that actually brought him to the hospital, but I was at the hospital when he was brought there. And I was in the back of the emergency room. I had just finished bringing one of my patients, and the doctor quickly pulled me over to assist him to take him off the devices that he was put on, the collar and the board, and we had to cut his clothes off to further examine him for any other injuries.
He's a liar because Fred took his clothes home in a bag.
Yeah, what's he talking
Nobody cut Fred's clothes off.
Yeah, you're lying, aren't you?
No.
Okay, wait a second.
Listen. I'm a little nervous, but I was there. Ask me any questions.
Okay, is Fred, I don't know how to say this.
No.
No, I'm not going to get into...
All right, describe Fred naked. What did you see? Any distinguishing marks?
Like, what do you mean, like birthmarks or
Anything
tattoos?
anything unusual. Tattoo, anything.
Something that would be identifying.
He had an earring.
All right.
Down there?
No. And his cut was right on his chin, where
Right.
they had put the plastic collar on him.
Yeah.
But he was basically naked. That's right. He had his underwear on, and that's about it.
Oh, so you didn't see his penis.
I did, but I don't want to get into that. I just heard
Why?
Fred, because he's right. You should have...
Oh, it's all right. We were giving you permission.
We want to make sure it was Fred.
Yeah, we want to make sure it was Fred. We want to make sure you know what you're talking about. You saw Fred naked?
Absolutely.
What did you see?
Well, what do you... What do you want to know? I mean, get a...
Well, tell me what you saw. Was there anything unusual down there?
Fred has something unusual about him. If you saw him naked, you could identify Fred.
Oh, I know, but I don't think I could... I know what you're getting at.
What
What?
are we getting at?
Whether he was circumcised or uncircumcised.
Yeah, well, this guy must have seen.
Fred?
You know, let me ask you something.
That doesn't
I
mean
can
anything.
I can tell you, but I'm not.
Well, tell me.
I can't.
Well, we all know. We've said it on the air. Is Fred circumcised or not?
I can't.
Come on, we all know.
You know, I got to tell you something. This is my worst nightmare.
Of
That's
course,
why I don't want to be...
You're always talking about.
I do not... I've been to a doctor's office where I have to get naked, and I really do have a tiny little button for a penis. And I don't want people seeing it.
The moment, if you had cracked your chin,
Yep.
they would have been calling to say, we saw Howard naked.
Yeah, and if he's right, there's a little nub there.
This
What-
guy told me that Fred was well endowed.
I'm not
Yeah?
going to say whether he was circumcised or not, but
Then why'd you call?
as far as about the
Then why-
button, he doesn't have to worry about that.
About what?
About him having a button, he doesn't have to worry about that.
Oh, yeah, he's well endowed, huh?
Well, in my job, I'm forced to see a lot of body parts,
Right.
and he doesn't have to worry about that.
He's
Really?
well represented.
No kidding.
Absolutely.
You know, I always thought Fred had a small one because...
Would you say that Fred is above average?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, good for you. I always thought Fred was kind of tiny because Fred always is hiding it.
Yeah.
Like, he's worse than I am.
But I think that's because of his circumcised or uncircumcised
And I have
face.
certain things that I have to take care of.
What
Oh,
does it
right.
do, Fred?
Oh, that's right. When you're not circumcised,
Kind of, well,
you have to...
how do I put this without somebody going insane?
You know, you need toilet paper.
Dribble.
Right.
Really?
You do dribble.
Yes.
I didn't
He
know that.
really was totally out of it.
He's got
I
a
mean,
fire hose. He dribbles. What's the matter with you? Was Fred dribbling as you...
I'll have to explain to the officer.
No. The doctor was examining him, and I was just...
Did Fred... I wonder if Fred evacuated during this because he had lost all
He
control.
had, and
No,
think of how
no.
much he had drank.
Yeah.
No, he was...
That out through my
Wouldn't it be great if they were examining Fred and they found out that the reason Fred always hides his weenie is because it has an eyelid on it and they can
It
see?
lashes.
Yeah, it actually is a person. So you mean if a guy comes in for a chin injury, you guys have to undress him and see him totally naked?
Well,
Of course. It's
we don't know what
Fred
was
had
before that.
fallen,
I mean,
and
from what I understand from the other from the paramedics that brought him in, he had fallen. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Well, you want to examine him for any other injuries?
Do me a favor. If I ever fall, don't examine my penis.
No.
I don't
They
care
weren't
about anything else.
examining poor Fred's
Is that-
penis.
You could have examined Fred in his
No
underpants.
one's examining your penis, but all the clothing comes off. Everything,
wait a minute.
socks,
Maybe
underwear, T-shirts, everything comes off.
I don't want
Did
that.
they have to catheterize Fred?
No.
Oh, that hurts just to say it.
No.
Every guy just crossed the road.
Oh. I hate when
I
Robin
know
does
Fred
that.
loves that.
Ooh.
I have to tell you guys something. You were lucky, the crew that responded to Fred.
Yeah.
They're like one of the best in the city.
Oh,
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they're my co-workers, and they were really excellent. So this Fred really got like the best pre-hospital ambulance care that he can
Hey,
get.
what kind of accent you got there? Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, so did you go through Fred's pockets?
Yeah, I want my $20 back.
See, I see $20.
He's got-
I don't have an accent.
You don't have an accent.
No.
Oh,
I'm just a
come
little
on.
nervous, that's all.
He's got
Born and
Fred-
raised in the city, I have no accent.
Oh, please. Castro laughs at your accent.
You son of a bitch.
I believe.
You're so lucky we're separated by glass.
All right, Gary, let's listen to the rest of your EMS call. I am shocked by what I'm hearing. I really am shocked because I saw you in the room before you called, and you were there enough
And
to
you could see that he saw Fred.
Admit you panicked.
No, I'm not admitting I
Okay,
panicked 'cause I
fine.
Support you guys around, and they sent me and told me to call 911 right away.
All right, stand by. He's 60th Street and 2nd Avenue, but he is awake, right?
Between 1st and 2nd, I believe he is.
Oh,
I believe he is.
I believe he is. Why would you believe he was?
Why would you believe anything?
Why do you say you don't know?
If you could talk to Lonnie, why couldn't you get some information relayed back to you?
Gary, he was awake.
I know. Gary should have been. You know what?
Fred
You know what?
could've
When
made
they
a
showed
better
up,
phone call.
they took Gary off on the stretcher. I had a. Unbelievable. Yeah.
But Fred could have made a better phone call. at
I
this
know.
point.
You should put the phone in front of Fred's unconscious mouth. It's amazing how you get everything wrong. And this is, I tell you that this is not the first time. I'm telling you. Now I have proof. Thank
That
you.
He
don't have
confuses
proof.
everything.
It's just how he handles my business activities. This is why I'm going nowhere.
He's like a
was
soothsayer.
Fred out
I
immediately?
He's like a tooth sayer.
Was Fred out the second he went down? Was he out immediately? Was
Yes,
immediately.
He was out.
He fainted before he fell.
Gary, when he was drunk, he was out.
Yeah, but I didn't see him before. I'm telling you, I only know.
Oh, you were there with us. There was a pool of blood around
I
that
did
guy.
not
Why
say-
would we?
Howard, why would
we
I
were
lie
standing with
about-
you
why would I
discussing the
lie
call
about a pool of
EMS.
blood?
I said the guy is
Why would
laying
I
there
lie? Answer
because
me!
you always have to act like you know when you don't.
Wait a second. Why would I? Why would I
Instead of
lie?
saying to them,
Call if you didn't know anything.
You should have
Why
said,
would you
I don't know what to
lie?
say.
Why would I lie about a pool of blood? Why would I?
Because
if I
you
saw
always
one-
give an answer when you don't know.
Just say, I don't know what's happening. Have
Shut
somebody else
up.
make
You
that
don't know
call.
anything.
Oh,
about
come
anything.
on.
Come
Well, you know,
Gary,
this
is
you
embarrassing.
better
Just
show your
shut up. You have no
information.
clue, as usual.
Oh, boy.
You are clueless,
I knew
Robin.
more about what was
You
going
can
on
do-
with Fred, and
you-
I wasn't even there.
Admit
All
you
you
were
can
mixed
do-
up. You
all
were
you can
mixed
do-
up.
Robin
You were
knows how to
so
do
mixed
everything
up.
better from her perch at home than she does in real life.
Well, come on, you were mixed
I
up.
could have made us informed
Then
the phone
you should
call.
have, Robin.
I could have.
Robin
made
knew
an
more
informed
about
phone
Fred's
call.
condition than you
We
did.
should have called you, Queenie.
I could have said, I don't
The
know.
Queen. We should
I
call the
don't
Queen.
know. I don't know, just like you did.
He was self-conscious about his
Actually-
teeth in front of all the girls.
Actually, you lied.
There's a din in my headphones. Now, what did you have to say?
I said
believe.
you were probably self-conscious about your teeth in front of all the girls.
There
And you
were no
lost-
girls around the phone.
Oh, okay.
If I may defend Gary, I would just like to say one thing. He didn't lie. Sometimes he just says things that later turn out to be untrue.
Right.
But I love
Shut up, you piece of wood.
I love the I believe.
I won't be with
I
you this
believe.
weekend.
I
Phone number
believe that
421.
Fred is conscious.
In the Scores Club.
Yes.
I believe,
Okay,
yeah.
we will have an ambulance.
Why does he believe if he doesn't know?
I believe that he is not bleeding.
I believe. Then why are you calling?
You guys are jerks.
He was in the room. He knew what was going on.
I
He
believe-
panicked. He panicked. He won't admit it.
Panicked.
All right.
Yes.
That's it.
Stupidity is better to plead, I suppose, than panic.
I don't know.
You
I
panicked.
plead
Congratulations on turning a minute-and-a-half tape into a half-hour bit. You
Okay.
are a genius.
All right, thank you.
panic. I believe that
I'll
you
take
have
the
done a good
compliment.
job.
And I must say, you once again have provided me with excellent material.
You know what, Gary? Listen to this phone
I
call and say,
believe.
there's nothing here to be embarrassed about.
Yeah.
No, I said...
Gary got the call. Yes, he couldn't wait for me to get it on there
That's
because
not
he was like, I
true.
handled myself so well.
No, Howard, why don't you listen to anything?
I
It's
am
not
proud.
true. I said right
Hello,
up front.
operator.
I said right up front.
Hello, operator. There is red dye by Fred's head.
I said right up front that I had only been in the room for a second. That's why I said that.
Hello, operator. Could you stop and pick me up a burger? I do not believe there's any blood, and Fred is very conscious. Come on, you blew it.
I did not blow it.
You
I did
still
the
admit
best I
that.
could under the circumstances. I totally defend myself, and I say I did
Why
the
were you
best I
calling
could.
911 if Fred wasn't bleeding and Fred was conscious?
What?
Why were you calling 911 if
Because he was obviously hurt. That much we knew. He was down on the ground.
you just say, I believe.
Out of my peripheral vision,
see.
I
I
can see that
believe.
Fred is not bleeding.
Practice this sentence. I believe, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You say, I don't know. Or you say, wait a second, let me ask.
We were
was
trying to get
playing-
someone there as quick as possible. We were.
But how would you get
We
somebody
were on
there
the other
quick?
side of the
Telling him
club.
he's not sick.
I'm amazed they even showed up.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
I think maybe they showed up because it was Scores. They want to see some naked girl.
He was playing tooth knack on the phone. I believe.
A tooth knack. Hello, this is tooth knack.
You son of a bitch.
I believe
You're so lucky we're separated by glass.
I am tooth knack.
tooth knack. All I know is
And you too.
I
While
can't
we're at it.
believe, I cannot believe that phone call.
Then don't believe it.
I got to hear it again.
I'm
I have to
shocked
go.
that
There's a
they
naked
sent
girl waiting to
someone.
come in.
Is that right?
I hope so.
I hope so.
That's the only thing that can rescue you.
Hey, Baba Booey Puppet, repeat after me.
Okay.
I
I
know nothing,
know nothing,
and oftentimes
and oftentimes
a lot less.
a lot lit.
What is it, 79?
Gary's really mad.
Is he upset?
He's
What's
really
he
upset.
saying?
I just want to add one thing. If excuses are the nails used to build a house of failure, then Gary just built a skyscraper.
Thank you, Gary Puppet. All right, Gary Puppet making an appearance with his Karnak hat. What is it? Tooth knack. What is it, 79?
Gary's really mad.
Is he upset?
He's
What's
really
he
upset.
saying?
Can you believe this? Can you believe this?
But who can believe it? Can you believe
No, I
it?
can't
I'm
believe
laughing.
this
I'm like,
call.
God, you gotta admit it's funny.
I can't believe
I
it.
can't believe this call.
Get it on tape for the TV show.
I know, I told him.
Don't miss a single angry moment. But seriously, John, am I crazy here?
No, because
I mean, if he's asking Lonnie for the number, so if you don't know the guy's unconscious, why would you say he's conscious?
No, the funniest thing to me is that he said his head's cracked open, but he doesn't know if he's bleeding.
Yeah. So how did he know his head was cracked open?
I don't know. There's too much blood on the floor.
How can someone see through all this thick red stuff?
Am I right?
Yeah, no, you're right. But I'm sure that when Gary listened to this, he said, I didn't do anything
Do
wrong.
me a favor. Run into Gary's office and tell him you just cut your hand off and tape him calling the emergency room. That'd be great.
Hello, this is EMS. What is the problem?
600 Madison Avenue.
No, I'm not pissed. I'm really not.
No, the funniest thing to me is that he said his head's cracked open, but he doesn't know if he's bleeding.
Yeah. So how did he know his head was cracked open?
I don't know. There's too much blood on the floor.
How can someone see through all this thick
Go
red
away. Seriously, get that thing off of me. No, really, get it off.